that a staggering 90% of lion cubs don't make it to adulthood? It's a brutal fact of life in the wild, where survival is anything but guaranteed. Lions are increasingly wandering into areas, sparking serious conflicts. Stats show around 100 attacks on people each year, though thankfully, the majority don't pose a direct threat to folks in South Africa. As tensions rise, authorities have stepped up with tougher regulations to manage the situation. Against this backdrop, regulated lion hunting has exploded in popularity, drawing thousands of adventurers from around the globe to South Africa. It's a thrilling chance to go toe-to-toe with one of Africa's iconic big five beasts. The lion, with its raw power and regal vibe, offers an unbeatable mix of challenge and excitement. Roughly 3,200 international hunters flock there annually, pumping millions into the local economy through licensing fees and tourism perks. When it comes to taking on the ultimate predator like a lion, serious hunters arm themselves with heavy-hitting rifles built for the job. Think classics like the .416 Rigby, .458 Winchester Magnum, or .470 Nitro Express. These beasts of firearms pack serious punch, delivering pinpoint speed to minimize danger in those heart-pounding close encounters. Take the .416 Rigby, for instance. It blasts rounds at over 2,400 feet per second, dropping a charging target from as far as 150 yards with authority. That said, you can't just show up and start the hunt. It's all about playing by the rules. You need a specialized permit from South Africa's wildlife officials, and it doesn't come cheap, with fees running anywhere from $133,000 to $122,000. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about profit. The bulk of that money fuels vital conservation efforts, from safeguarding habitats and balancing ecosystems to managing animal populations. In the end, regulated hunts like these let adventure seekers chase their thrills while actually helping protect and sustain the wild for generations.
Do it again.
Lion hunting season in South Africa typically kicks off from May through October, when the dry conditions make it prime time for spotting tracks and navigating the bush. These adventures unfold during daylight hours, right when lions are most active and on the prowl. Hunters rely on sharp skills to pick up clues like fresh paw prints, scattered fur, or those spine-tingling roars echoing in the distance to zero in on the quarry. It's all about staying smart and steady, always minding the wind direction to avoid giving away your scent, and keeping a solid buffer of 100 to 150 yards to steer clear of any nasty surprises. One wrong move, and you could turn the tables in a heartbeat. Under the rules, every hunter has to log their take at the end of the trip, giving wildlife officials the data they need to keep tabs on population levels. Teams usually roll with at least 6 folks, boosting their odds of success while watching each other's backs in wild, unpredictable moments. Thanks to these tough regulations, South Africa's lion populations are managed sustainably, with hunting fees pouring back into conservation to protect habitats, curb overpopulation in reserves, and keep local communities safe, all while fueling the thrill for hunters from around the globe. All in all, lion hunting in South Africa packs more than just heart-pounding excitement. It's a smart way to support wildlife management and conservation where it counts. We hope diving into this wild ride has left you on the edge of your seat. If you're fired up for more, smash that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe to catch even bigger adventures tearing across the African plains. Beats the thrill of fall in Europe. Picture this. Under those stunning golden canopies in the woods, these huge beasts are on a prowl, tearing up crops and putting local farmers in a real bind. That's why my crew and I are suited up and ready to roll, tackling this escalating issue head-on to keep things in check.
Instincts demand absolute precision. Every shot, every step.
These wild boars are way more than just pests. They're devastating whole fields and threatening folks' way of life out in the countryside. No wonder more areas are turning to smart, targeted hunts to safeguard our food sources and support rural communities. If you're into authentic tales of hunting and wildlife management, smash that subscribe button and Stick with us right here at Leopard Farm.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Today's video. We hope it brought you an interesting topic.
We rolled into the woods just as the sun was peeking over the horizon, geared up to the nines and itching for some action. For this outing, I opted for my trusty Merkel RX Helix rifle, topped off with the state-of-the-art VT3 tactical RDM3X scope that gives me pinpoint accuracy no matter distance. Barely an hour into our session, caught a rustle in the brush. Outcharged a pack of wild boars, spooked and barreling like freight trains. These weren't your run-of-the-mill hogs. They were hulking brutes, toughened by the winter chill, sporting matted fur and razor-sharp tusks that could star in a horror film. That scope was a game changer, letting me lock and steady from medium to long range without missing a beat. I lined up my shots, pulling the trigger methodically as the echoes bounced off the trees. The boars tumbled down the hillside, picking up a storm of golden autumn leaves in their wake. But let's be real, hunting like this is no walk in the park. Not every round hits perfectly. These beasts are built like tanks, move like lightning, and know how to hug the landscape for cover. It takes laser-focused concentration every single moment to come out on top. We kept our eyes peeled, sweeping the thick brush for any sign of movement. Off in the distance, our tracking dogs had flushed out a big boar, chasing it hard through the tangled woods as it bolted for cover. One well-placed shot from my rifle brought it down in an instant. And that was just the start. More kept showing up, making it obvious this forest was crawling with them. No wonder they spill over into nearby farms when their food sources dry up. The destruction of wheat isn't some small hassle. It's a real gut punch for folks scraping by on the land. Venturing farther into the timber, I spotted another one dodging through the underbrush. But it wasn't giving me a clear line right off the bat. I held steady, matching its rhythm until the perfect moment, then dropped it with a single round. All around us, the crack of gunfire rang out as my buddies zeroed in on their targets too. These boars weren't playing hide and seek. Every couple of minutes, another shadow would materialize. In a hunt like this, lightning fast reflexes and dead-on aim aren't optional. They're what keep you in the game.
Our hunting experience in the swamp has come to an end. How do you feel about today?
We were buzzing from the rush of our early takedowns, those massive boars lying there like trophies, built like tanks with rugged hides and razor-sharp tusks that could tear through anything. But I stayed locked in, eyes sharp and mind clear. This gig wasn't all about the adrenaline kick. It was our way of stepping up for the local farmers, shielding their crops from the chaos these critters unleash. Sure, boars are quick and cagey as hell, but our dead-eye shooting was turning the tide. Every boom that cut through the air was a solid win. I'd already notched a handful of clean hits by then, and the forest was alive with the sharp reports of rifles, startling the herd into a wild scramble that just amped us up even more. I slammed in fresh rounds without one. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a wild issue that's hitting American farmers hard: black bears raiding farmlands. These massive creatures are tearing through fields, racking up millions in crop damage, and putting farmers' livelihoods on the line. As bear populations grow and their natural food sources dwindle, these clashes between wildlife and agriculture are spiking, creating chaos for rural communities. Stick with us as we unpack this growing problem. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Across the U.S., farmers are grappling with a costly and relentless threat: black bears wreaking havoc on their crops. Each year, an estimated 30,000 bear-related incidents leave behind a trail of destruction, with damages costing millions. Picture pouring your heart into months of hard work, only to find your fields trampled and your harvest wiped out overnight. Driven by hunger and drawn to easy food sources, these bears flatten acres in a single night, leaving farmers scrambling to protect their land and their future. In a devastating blow to a farmer in the eastern U.S., an entire 50-acre cornfield was obliterated in just 3 days. Despite investing heavily in a 6-foot-high electric fence to protect his livelihood, the farmer could only watch as relentless black bears breach the barrier. Driven by hunger and guided by sharp instincts, the bears struck repeatedly, with security footage capturing over 20 intrusions in a single night. Their cunning and determination led to a staggering $60,000 loss, wiping out not only the crop but also the costs of seeds, fertilizers, labor, and future profits. Black bears are far more than brute force. They're clever, adaptable, and relentless problem solvers. Farmers across the country arm themselves with electric fences, motion-activated alarms, and noise deterrents, only to find these defenses no match for the bear's ingenuity. These animals quickly learn to exploit weak points, digging beneath fences or scaling them with ease to reach their prize. Once inside, their massive size and weight leave fields in ruins, flattening acres of crops in mere hours, and leaving farmers grappling with catastrophic losses.